So what you reppin', Melee? The H-A-I, the T-I. Just tell them, baby, say I-E-T.
Like, Haitians, the way they think is so different. Like, my father, he thinks way different from everybody else. Like, he worked for MTA. If you're not from New York, MTA, they give you a badge, like a cop badge, but it say, like, you know, MTA bus driver. They gave my father a badge. You cannot give a Haitian a badge because in their head, they think they cops. My father thought he was in the FBI or something. We used to be driving, and we in the Holland Tunnel. The Holland Tunnel, you can't even switch lanes. My father would do a U-turn, and he don't care. He said, I don't give a damn. I am the officer of the law, man. I have the badge. You understand? Aaron, one time, the cops pulled us over. And he had the badge. The cop come to pull him over and like, yo, why would you switch lanes, you know? And my father looked at the guy with dead serious face and like, we are part of the same force. I'm like, what? My father, man, I love that guy, man. I used to just hate going places with him because my father was so cheap. My father was so cheap, and I used to call him cheap. And my father would tell me, I'm not cheap, I'm broke. There's a difference. And I remember one time we was at McDonald's, true story. We at McDonald's, we at the drive-thru, and we ordering. And I think they had a dollar menu. And, you know, you hit a dollar menu, you don't think about tax. My father ordered like three products, so it came up to $3.21. And my father thought it was going to be $3. He had $3 even. So the person said $3, and my father looked at the drive-thru. He was like, oh, no, just window shopping, just window shopping. And he kept on moving, man. I love my father. Like, that guy is fucking crazy. They always put kids down. Like, you don't know shit. My father always say, you don't know shit, man. You are just a kid. You are dumb. I'm like, Daddy, I'm smart. Like, we driving, but my father teaching me how to drive was by far the worst ever. My father had me trying to park in between a fucking tractor trailer. And this is the first time I ever drove in my life. My father's telling me how to park. I'm like, Daddy, it's not going to happen. He told me I'm too stupid. If it was me, I would do it in 1, 2, 3. And then the way he told me how to park was so different because he'll get outside the car and he called the front of the car the nose. He's like, you have to put your nose right there and then put your behind over there. I'm like, Daddy, I'm like, your nose? Are you serious? I remember my father growing up. My father didn't care if I was he didn't care if I was a rapist or a drug dealer. He didn't care. He said, all I care about is if you just don't be that gay. My father hated that. He said, don't be that gay. If you be that gay, I'm going to call the police on you. I don't give a damn. You don't pay bills here. Don't do that. And I'm like, Daddy, you're a fucking snitch because why you calling the cops if I'm gay? Like, why you worrying about that? Like, Haitians do not play that Masisi by guy. They don't play that shit. Because all my father do is watch CNN. Haitians are so freaked out about politics. Like, every Haitian think they're going to be the president. Like, you see Wyclef, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. But it's like, some people are just not made to be the president. Like my father. Because all my father do is, this nigga will watch CNN all day. It's fucking a army of roaches downstairs that need to be raided, but he's upstairs watching CNN, talking about, yeah, Bush has got to go. Bush got to go. Like, Daddy, go do something downstairs. Like, that's all this nigga do, and he don't watch nothing else. I remember my father used to work as a cab driver, and I used to be bad at school, so I had to drive with the nigga and shit. And he used to always get mad because I got to sit in the front, and people would think that I'm a passenger. And then every time they pass by, they see passengers like, no, next cab. He used to look at me and be like, shit, damn it, man. Damn. He said, you fuck up their money, man. You fuck up their money flow. I was like, yeah, like, I'm your son. Like, what the hell? He dropped me and Paul off at the arcade. I was trying to get him here to talk about this shit. He dropped me and Paul at the arcade, right? It was a school day, by the way. So then, yeah, on the school day, at the arcade, like where we would be at. Like, that's like the cops bingo. Like, that's like the cops bingo night. Truancy. So they went there, they got us. And we try to tell them, no, our father's coming back to pick us up. They're like, yeah, get your ass in the car. My father goes back to the arcade, he didn't see us there. My father said, you know what my father does? Nigga went right back to work. My father goes back to work, right? So we get home and shit. My father comes home. The nigga get mad at us because he's like, where was you? I look for you everywhere, man. I lose $20 because of you. I'm like, what do you mean with the truancy? Like, you don't give a shit. He like, yo, D better call me. I had no cell phone, man. Oh, yeah. I remember my mother used to beat me, right? And we had this little drawer. I used to go under there, and I used to hide in there. And I used to look at my mother while she's trying to catch me. She couldn't reach. I used to put my tongue out. She used to get, chill. My fucking tattoo not toot me. Like, one mother used to go crazy.